kind of use the voice to guide it. And as much as the phantasmal force is what it is, however, wyverns do not understand languages.
DM,
Mm.
can I see him? And is he within 300 feet of us?
Oh no, he's like 500, 600 feet away now.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah. And as you would have cast Speak with Animals trying to say something to it, you would have realized it is not an animal.
Yeah, if I had been able to get that off, I would have tried one other thing, but I wasn't typing fast enough.
Yeah, it seems to fly off, and as much as it does, it seems to fly towards you a little bit. It seems to fly a little bit. It seems to head backwards almost instinctively. As it does, it swoops down. And as it swoops down, Salchar, Maya, and Malachi, give me a dexterity save. As it's going to try to do a spin and hit you onto the ground. And I need a strength save from you, Jackal, or a dexterity save.
I'll take dexterity.
Honey,
Malachi
I'm holding on.
Dodge out of the way.
You said dexterity save. I don't.
The strength save was to hold. All right, the strength save is to hold on. The dexterity save is to not get crushed and tumble off of it. I should have made that clear.
Okay.
So you can either hold on with the strength save, or you can try to roll out of there so you don't get crushed because it's going to get its back on.
Hold on with the strength. So
okay.
That would have been a 14s.
Okay. Maya, you managed to not really jump with your arm being as it is, and you will take 6 bludgeoning damage as it barrels into you. However, you do get thrown over here. Salchar, you have the 1. You as well take 6.
6.
You said yours is 14, Jekyll?
It would be a 14 with that roll, yeah. 14 strength save.
All right. As you do manage to hit the ground, you feel your shoulder bust into the ground, and your hand almost barely lets go. And as you do, you tumble onto the ground as this thing kind of flies upwards, kind of looks down to you all.
DM,
give me an intelligence check.
As soon as it hits the ground, where does it hit the ground at?
It hits the ground about. I'll show you. It hits about here, but what it does is it doesn't really hit the ground. It tries to swoop whatever is on its back, kind of doing a spin.
Okay.
Barrel.
Would I have enough time to get onto my feet and touch it?
Give me a dexterity.
Straight dexterity?
Yeah, straight dexterity.
Nope.
As it flies upwards, and it looks down upon you all. And it starts flying to its allies, trying to catch up to them. You notice they start heading north in the sense of towards Axelith.
I'll look to Jacqueline and say it looks like they're headed back
home. Headed back home. Oh, could you at least let me down a little bit lighter to get?
I don't think I really appreciated you mounting a jackal.
They're meant to be riding mounts, and I was, after everything I did.
Intelligence.
I think you would have realized.
Apparently.
Yeah, anyone who has proficiency with riding can give me. Anyone who has proficient or has ridden long enough can give me an intelligence check.
Was that the intelligence I just did earlier, DM? That
that was for that pretty much.
Yeah, no, I conked my head on the way crashing down. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that ability. I mean, I'm proficient in animal handling.
I mean, you've been riding Madakai for long enough, so sure.
Nope, my arm really freaking hurts.
Oh god.
Yeah, your arm is killing you. Rex, you were trained technically to ride horses in by the Jacobs if you'd like to.
Okay.
Lilith, though, you don't really have that.
Nope.
That skill.
Nope. Actually, did she catch? I don't think she saw any of this happening because she ran after the draft horse.
No, your horses are riding. Rax, you get the idea that they're trained to have specific riders, and anything that's not their specific is, well, not exactly what they want on them.
Okay. Do I see Maya looking
like really injured, holding her arm.
Yeah, she looks real injured.
Yeah,
Really?
she's actually about to cast again on herself, focusing on her arm.
I would walk up to you and just like tap you, just firmly on the shoulder. Feel better.
Which shoulder?
The other shoulder.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a bit
shoulder.
vicious, but I'm not that vicious.
Okay. And with that, even though we were down for a little bit, we will take our break for about 10 minutes.
Yep. Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's all good.
We got it fixed.
I'm gonna have a look at that knife once we come back from break because I'm in just.
right. Hey, everyone. Sorry for that. Little recap. They met the wyverns. Rax instantly banished one. Then she used her command to make the other one grovel for multiple turns. Jackal saw that there were crystals embedded in each one of them, dagger-like crystals, which I'll describe in a second. Embedded in each one of them in a different spot. Once they removed those, they seemed to become more docile, less hostile to them. And then, well, you saw the little ride Jackal went on. So, Lilith, you do come back with the draft horses right about now, and as you guys are overlooking these crystal-like daggers, you notice that they are very crystalline, very, what's the word? They're see-throughable, but they're like crystal-like. Every now and then you see a blue, a green, red, and a yellow kind of light stream through them every now and then, like a small, like a streamer. Stream through it as it kind of goes from one side to the other and dissipates inside of it. You have seen something like this, you think, before, Jackal. You as well, Rax.
Looking at it, kind of getting a look towards it, could I roll a intelligence check to see what it reminds me of? I have an idea of what it might be. But,
you can roll wisdom. Wisdom, remember.
16.
Yes, you do. You remember seeing the two crystals similar to this. Not as pure, in a sense. They were similar to the one you found on the wolves back so long ago. And it was also similar to the one you found on the one person.
I was thinking that was the one that, Silkus had in his hand for a bit. I'm kind of looking to Rax. I'm like, hey, Rax, this reminds you of anything? Like, those wolves way back when we first did our first job together.
Yes. Yeah, they look like that.
So planting them into the wyverns as well, making them go crazy. Well, we're quite fortunate then that we didn't see any other side effects then, like what we did with the wolves. See, these things, when we last encountered them, we encountered a wolf that could actually breathe fire.
I'll kind of be patting Maya's wounds and be like, you nearly lost your arm. Why did you take that risk?
We weren't wanting to kill them.
That doesn't mean you have to get close to them.
She looks at you. I wasn't close. They just moved really fast.
And Seltra walks up and lays hands and fills some of her wounds.
Your wounds
Oh
start
no!
to
If
close
you
through
do
his appearance.
25, she's fully healed.
There's still the scar, but
And-
they do seem to heal up.
And probably the ache.
Oh yeah, the ache is definitely there. Your hand is numb, almost completely.
Yeah, so then she'd stop with the bandaging of it, seeing the wounds are closed, and yeah, she'd probably just be kind of rubbing at the arm, trying to get feeling back into it.
Yeah, that's gonna scar. It's definitely gonna scar regardless.
Oh yeah.
You can maybe close your hand halfway before you can't.
So that's something
As
she's
well,
gonna
you
have to
feel-
work.
You think it's also maybe a little bit, as much as, you feel a little bit of the poison also still affecting you, but it's not affecting you in the actual sense of anything. It's just dying off in your body.
Making the muscles stiff and
Yeah. It's not really a stiffness. It more feels like an illness, a nauseousness. You kind of assume from this, though, that means it's not a paralyzation type poison.
okay. If that's the case, then I'd like to use lesser restoration on myself to clear up that,
Sure.
or to see if that clears anything up.
No, the poison just seems to be dying off on you. It doesn't seem you were affected by it or anything like that. It just seems like it got into you and really did its damage and then died off.
Okay.
You also assume that it's more of you got the bare minimum of the poison from your natural resistance to the ailments or effects. You have a pretty good immune system. But if like the whole thing had hit you, you would assume it's probably one of those things where the wyvern swoops by, stabs with the tail, injects poison, kills it off, and then brings it to eat somewhere else.
Okay.
Now, how do they know that we return the wyverns and we get paid?
Well, still there, and considering that we're the only people that actually took up the job as well, we can also as well send. And you got your little bird friend?
Yes.
We do the same thing as we did last time as well when we try to let them know about the kids.
He still hasn't returned.
Oh. Sure, he's fine. Does Jackal... Actually, I believe Lady Grimtongue even mentioned about a sending spell. Termus needed a contact.
Yeah. If you need contact, she has
I have heard of a spell, not one I'm particularly knowledgeable of doing it myself, but we could send a message if anyone knows. I believe it's sending. If you can send that out to someone, don't suppose anyone here knows how to do that. We could send that to Steel back in Axlith.
Not I.
Nor I.
I would shake her head.
Not right now. I could maybe learn it, I think. But I couldn't do it today.
Well, that's fine. They still got a bit of ground to cover.
Xavier, give me a D100, please. Go ahead, Jess.
Okay.
Right. If you can do that tomorrow, Rax, let Steel know that they're going to have 3 wyverns coming. Also inform them about the crystals as well. Let them know that we've had this before.
Yes, I feel confident that I could learn that overnight.
There you go, DM. And I'll
Okay.
kind of look like we could also go to the next town and send a word. They should have a messenger, raven or hawk or whatever they have there. Maybe a pigeon.
Oh, we could do that.
How far away are we from that town?
DM, would I know that, having seen the map of the area?
From which town?
To the next
Valencia?
town, which I believe is Valencia.
Valencia. You're about it'd take you about a half day to get back to the main road. Maybe the rest of the day to get back to the main road. Then it'd take about 2 days to get to Valencia. Maybe at the end of the second day. So about 2 days and a half, 2 days. And as you are discussing, you hear a caw. As you look behind you, you see Archibald on a tree, kind of looking down on you, and he seems to have something in one of his talons, as he is kind of like with one talon on the tree. But you do know Archibald is not exactly of a normal bird variance.
I'll whistle for him to come to me.
He comes over to you, and as he does, you know that usually when Archibald has something in his claw or talon, he usually flies by you, drops it, and then lands on your shoulder as he flies back around. As he does, you hold out your hand almost instinctively, and what you are presented with is a small... 1 second to re-get it. A small... You have a small, tiny little mechanical spider.
What is this?
He just looks to you, caws again.
I didn't ask you a question, Archibald. And where have you been? It's been days. Have you been frolicking with the other ravens again?
He flies over to Maya.
You're assassin your own bird.
She'll reach up and scratch him and... God, that you're safe. Now, what did you bring? And she's kind of, from where she's sitting leaning against Madakai, kind of trying to look and see what Archibald dropped off as she's now petting on him.
Well, it's gnomish. I mean, does your church usually hand out mechanical spiders, Rax?
Does it?
You've seen
No,
No,
not that I
not
know
that
of.
you've seen. Yeah, they hand out small mechanical maces, or as you call it, just a mace.
No, I've never seen that before.
A spider?
I would touch it once.
You touch it, it's just cold, mechanical like. You touch it, it's no bigger than the middle of your palm, really.
What the hell is this thing? Is there something in the legs or something when I flip it over?
Nope, just looks like a mechanical spider. You definitely see the gnomish though. It's definitely just tiny. You know how they are.
Is there any inscriptions on it in Gnomish?
Nope, just a tiny little mechanical spider.
I may be well, I could break it down for shot.
Zoe, you mind if I have a little look at that thing?
I got a quirk, and I would be like, you know about Gnomish works?
I mean, my family's had a look at some ancient gnomish things. Maybe I might be able to understand what it is. Might remember something.
There have been a few gnomish tombs that your family has delved into back in the day. None that you've been in, but you do know your family's delved into some.
Carl, looking at the intricacy of the spider and the make of it, does this little mechanism remind me of anything from
Yes, it does.
the passage?
It reminds you of something from your childhood. So when you were a kid, your mom brought you one of these from a little trip she went on to. However, you weren't exactly a big fan of this toy because it made you seem paranoid, because no matter where you put it in your room, when you'd come back into your room, it would be somewhere else.
That's creepy.
That's correct.
Shit, this takes me back. This is something my mom actually brought once. This little thing, it's bloody weird. It is. So say one time I put it down on a shelf, leave it there, thought it was just a little toy, and then I could swear that thing moved.
Do I know its full capabilities, or I just knew it just moved around? DM,
you don't, because you've never seen it move.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe there's something going on with that. Maybe with a little bit of the old tinkering and all that have you. Maybe might find out how it works. It seems a bit too detailed for just a silly little spider. At least that's what me thinks.
So, our message didn't get to the church then. Somebody.
Do you use it, Maya?
Let's see. Would I know if bee spawn would work better?
Go ahead, click bee spawn for me, please. Okay, so it's not as intelligent for that. I mean, yeah, it might. I mean, it's more clear.
So this would be
but
more...
it only would communicate simple emotions and concept back to you. So yeah, if you want to find out information, it could. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna use that and see if I can kind of what I can get from him on where that came from.
Go ahead, guys. I'm a messenger.
I mean, someone asked. That's the thing, though. Would you normally let Archibald be intercepted by something like that, though? I mean, it's gnomish design. So, are there any prolific gnomes that we actually know about?
Well,
other than the little shit that we encountered.
Well, Jackal, let me put it to you this way: our message to the church didn't get there, and on top of that, something from your past conveniently shows up.
Does it look exactly like the one that I had as a kid?
No. This thing looks a little newer. But that's what you get, that concept from it, Maya.
Maya is gonna look to Xavier and Jackal. He made it to the church.
He did.
Yes, they rode off on DM, do I get a kind of a description or just some kind of what you have described here?
Yeah, you kind of do. It describes that they rode off on horses that were white in nature, but they had blue, red, and different colored flames extending away from them as they rode forward.
Okay, she described that to you, and he says that they were headed to the estate with healers.
They also
And
did
that-
not ride on road.
And that he stole the spider from a rude gnome boy.
This gnome boy, what did he look like?
Just probably a little posh bastard who, like, was not, was acting up.
Gobshite.
Yeah, pretty much.
She'll kind of describe what he is able to convey to her back towards them.
So, is Archibald prone to stealing things from kids?
Maya looks at him. You know what ravens normally do, right?
Well,
I don't think they normally take mechanical spiders.
Shiny
Maya.
things?
He's not a regular raven. He's a arcane representation of a raven. He follows my commands explicitly. He really has no free will. So him grabbing the spider is something odd.
Sorry.
You had decided crow, by the way.
Yeah, crow. Sorry. Yeah, crow.
Sorry, an arcane crow.
Yes, I
He has
don't
stolen several
understand.
things before, though.
Oh,
I don't
he does
understand.
have the tendency of shiny things.
I do not have the understanding of magic like you do. But when I was growing up, well, being trained, I was told because of my race, I do have innate ancestry of magic. We are from the Fae, after all. Me, Lilith, Maya. I don't know if you are, and I don't know if Salter is, but I have some abilities, but I don't know if they're magical or just natural. But anyways, he was one of them.
Maybe it just kind of puffs out her chest, looking like she's nodding, like she knew all along, but she told me didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he kind of appeared when I was a small child. He kind of just showed up and has been my friend ever since. But again, he's never done something like this before. This has never happened. And it's odd. But, and I'll kind of grab with the legs. Can the legs move?
They do. They move
And
almost smoothly.
Oh, so there's gears in there and stuff like that?
Yeah, very small ones. And you also do remember that Archibald did steal that information, those socks back in Rainhail.
Does it have a sigil or like a prolific family? Like all
It does not.
Design?
It does not. However, it does have a small little symbol though. And I don't think you need to roll religion because you found that book. So give me 1 second to pull up it. Yes, you do. You know it as the god Magi, the god of Arcana, the lesser god.
Xavier or me? He said.
You noticed it on there. It's
What?
very as you're looking at the
Why did you crow pick up this as the symbol of the god of Magi? Like, there's a lesser god symbol on this. little spider?
No. Well, I have no idea. Well, and I'll look at it, and I'll kind of like, well, now I'm going to disassemble it and use it to, well, I might be able to make some new hammers for my guns. They are getting quite squeaky.
Yeah, do I have one with that, Xavier? So I'm a little bit weirded out that there's been a lot of divine, what do you call intervention recently.
You do know that, like, even the one you had the same symbol when you were a kid. You didn't really know what it was as a kid, but you remember the symbol.
Yeah.
Usually, gnomes will create little trinkets to honor gods.
Yeah, even still, he might see that as like divine intervention.
Yeah,
We've been having a lot
Of course.
interactions with like Ictul, and then there's one with Maya with the bow, and the god of
that
death
was
as well
theirs?
came. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, I'll put it in my pocket, DM, and I'll kind of give a sideways glance towards Archibald and just be like, maybe you've been alive for so long, you're starting to get, well, become more like a crow. Odd.
Pause at you.
Did you get my last
Yeah.
message?
Got you. He mentioned Axel. You saw that it was an Axel still.
Okay. So then I would have conveyed that it came from Axelith.
Yeah, just a little thing. He's been prone to take things every now and then, but it's been very rare. As he has been getting older, though, it has become a little more normal. Yeah.
I'll probably be like, I'll put away like, as long as you're fine, Maya, we should go. We have to go to Valencia. We have business there. And we can send if Raz can send a message, but we can easily go to Valencia and send a letter.
And she'll nod and stand up.
yeah, you said you might need like what, a day to do that, Rex?
Once I've had a little bit of a sleep tonight, I reckon I can do it tomorrow morning.
Might as well do it as early as possible, so they're not alarmed when there's like 3 wyverns flying over.
How do you learn things in your sleep?
I mean, I don't learn it in my sleep. I pray, and then Caliph gives me the knowledge.
Huh.
Not how it works with my magics, but okay. To each their own.
Caliph is maybe a bit better than yours.
So what you're saying is
Meaty looks very angry with that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like big puffed out cheeks and all that, and she's just like not even hurting you, but kind of bashing your armor just a little bit, just with her hands.
Hurting herself more.
Poor thing. Poor Mimi.
It's okay because Dark, I want her to turn invisible, but I want her to pull out a pin and I want her to like scratch Rex's armor with a short sword, and I want her to do. I want her to do the symbol of velvet on the back of their armor.
So go ahead, give me a stealth for me, Rax.
Oof.
What's your passive?
Not very good, I don't think. Hang on. 13.
It's not going to be an advantage because of the fact that she's scratching something into her armor. Go ahead, give me maybe stealth.
She still has an 8, so
25.
Oh
my God.
Where is it etched?
It is etched it's right onto the back to where the spine is.
Of course. So as you guys proceed forward,
And then she blows
Rax,
her raspberry.
everything
and she
seems
leaves.
fine. As you proceed forward, you guys ride. Your ride gets normal, and you guys eventually you go through. Excuse me. You go through the meat pretty much, but you eventually make it to Valencia on your ride. Your nights go by pretty calm, especially after dealing with wyverns. You guys eventually get to the town of Wyvern. You're actually right there. As you get to the town of Valencia, you guys see the gates off in the distance once again. I will pull up the town map for you as well, Sancho. But as you guys get to the Valencia, the gates are in the distance. You can see the size of the town as it is. And you guys start hearing the sounds. As you get closer, you see the half-orc guards kind of hold their hands up. Oh, business! You ride from Ison? Or the west?
I'll kind of just say, we come from Ison, and the champion of Valencia is coming to call.
Champion of Valencia, Rax. They kind of just look and they kind of look around and they realize that, yeah, you are there. They didn't catch you at first. It's been a little bit of time, but they look to you. Rax! They kind of all come over to you and they kind of call some of the other guards. They kind of come over. A few of them pull out like a little piece of paper. Do you mind signing this?
DM.
That's 5 gold apiece if you want to sign from Rax the Mighty.
DM.
This is my manager.
With this distraction, I'm gonna look at Maya and Mos. I'm gonna sneak behind them and go inside of the go inside the town while they're distracted.
Yeah, the gates get opened as they do, and yeah, you get about each one of them does look at each other. Come on, but it's Rax. I know it's Rax, dude. When are we gonna get the chance? When they leave? What if they don't leave from this gate? You're right. We could be off. all right.
Time is money, boys. If you want those signatures,
you make about 35 gold. As 7 of them. Seven of them get your autographs.
Let's just do the maths of this.
Xavier, as you do that, Maya signs to you to be careful. Just gets into your spot on the saddle because she was riding with you at that point.
Yeah.
12 gold.
How much was it? 35 gold.
35 gold.
You get 25%, don't you?
Damn straight I do.
You get 8.75 gold.
We'll just say 8 comments anytime.
I get 26.25.
We're wonderful distractions.
I'll kind of stand to Maya. I'll be like, tell Selchar and Lilith to meet me at the estate. I have things to do. I'm going to dismount, give her a nod, and I'm going to go stealthing into the town.
Yeah, she'll just scoot up onto the saddle like she was the only one on the horse and wait.
Salcha, you feel the.
I don't think you're at disadvantage anymore because you got to sleep.
Yeah,
I'm not.
But it's still 11. But no, you're not at disadvantage anymore. You sneak in, and go ahead and send me what you're going to send me.
Okay, I will.
He feels the pocket watch ping.
Yeah, you feel the pocket watch ping, and as you do, you almost instinctively look a little up to the biggest house, and there's kind of a small little hill in Valencia towards the northeastern side of the building. As you're entering from the north, but it's in the northeastern.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're entering from the west.
So
and as you do,
so he taps Lilith telepathically and kind of puts the watch out. Watch out.
What?
We got a
He
ping.
just holds up the watch?
Yeah, he's like, we got a ping.
She kind of scrunches up her face and's like, what's that supposed to mean?
And he kind of looks towards the tower where we'll figure it out.
the estate.
Yeah.
Maya's probably under her hood looking in that direction as well.
Guards kind of look at you, and as they all look at you, no, come in, please. The champion of Valencia is not going. It's definitely not. Go in. They like usher you all in as they do. You all get taken into to the town of Valencia. It's a pretty big town. As you remember, it's about 3,500 people roughly, mostly humans, elves, dwarf, tieflings, half-orcs, and you do know that the town is welcoming to Drow and like so many other places. As you do walk in, you see the familiar sights. Vasa's General Goods. There's the Arena's Hammer, which seems to be closed for the day. There's the Frosthorn Alchemical Goods, Valencia's Shield, which is the guard that seems to be a tower that stretches upwards. And of course, there's always the Tiger's Pelt, which are the leathers workers.
I'll kind of rein in till I'm next to Salchar, and quietly I will convey Xavier's message to him.
He nods and he goes, that's something I need to check out first.
Okay. Yeah, I can get that to you.
I'll take Lilith with me just to make sure.
She kind of...
Do you want them?
Since Xavier kind of gave away that we would drow earlier. She hasn't been hiding as much in her head towards you.
Mhm.
She looks up at you and she goes, "Where is it that you need to go?"
Need to see a man about an estate.
Which estate?
Kind of into real estate, so I can check it out every place I go. Well, I'll make a deception. Fuck.
She kind of gives you a confused look and says, all right. If when you're finished with that, the one that Xavier wanted you to meet him at is that one." As she points more than likely to the one that you're probably heading to. As she turns her horse in that direction and is going to go let Xavier know that they will be along whenever.
DM, is it the same estate
The same estate as.
they got the ping from?
Yeah, the same estate.
Oh, that's a
It
coincidence.
is.
Lilith is not understanding Saul Charge. She's like, why am I going with you to look at
You want to
a
find out?
house?
You want to find out more answers?
And the tavern, the Greenhorns drink, obviously.
Oh. It's like it just realization came to her for a second.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
Maya starts heading that direction.
Let's just say
This is related to
you
the
guys
watch.
are traveling upwards.
Okay, I got
yeah.
you.
Let's just
Towards
say
the northeast. Go ahead.
let's just say the boss has a mission. So
Oh. Okay.
Gotcha. I read that wrong. Yeah, no. No, weird
I
accent.
mean,
I read that wrong. Yeah, no problem. Jackal, you get Archibald comes to you with a note and one of the cartridges for the Big Bang gun. And the note basically, asks you to find prices and if the blacksmith can make it. You guys know it's late today, so most of the stores are closed.
I just looked at Archibald. Did he really just give me a bleeding shopping list? It just looks
Probably-
up.
It's probably this time you notice Maya's not there either.
He
What?
does.
As you do that, Rax, suddenly people all get down. It is Rax! Oh! The people start coming around.
And then I just realized that
That's the
it's just me and Rax because Lilith's gone, so it's just Maya. Daniel's
You
gone.
guys,
That's usually a
you
little
guys are
weird because
surrounded.
Lilith is usually tied to Jackal.
I just looked at
Surrounded
Rex
by,
and Marty.
people.
Our entourage has seemed to disappear.
You are the perfect cover. This is why I've left you. You're going to distract the entire town.
Thanks. Sorry, do you want me to get you a bit of ice cream as well while I'm out there as well? Maybe some chocolate?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
perfect.
great.
Yes,
I would love
exactly.
that.
So as you guys get mugged by the groupings of people, you do know the
Oh.
stores are closed with how late it's gotten.
We'll
Been
be
about-
mugging them for signings.
Yeah, pretty much. It's about 21st, and it's about 8 p.m. now. So as you guys do, $2,000. As you guys do get to the estate, you get closer to the estate. Who is all meeting there, as they are currently dealing with all of that?
Also doing that because I actually am concerned that all of them just disappeared without fucking saying anything. I'm gonna go to Meavy and ask to have a look around to see if she can find any of them at all. So I will have
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know if
Give me a perception.
if Salchar caught up with Maya because she's headed that direction or not.
So- With that,
7.
just so I do know, as you guys are signing stuff, are you working your way to the estate or to any
Yeah,
of the
we're
stores
working
as you
away,
guys
but
find, or you-
I'm making a show out of this and all that. I'm going to be showcasing
Give me a
to
performance.
everyone about them. Might as well.
Give me a performance with advantage because people love you in this town. They love Rax.
Love Rax.
You're gonna be able to get an extra 2 gold from each.
Oh no.
Oh.
So, as you guys are doing that and working your way slowly to the estate, we meet at the estate. I believe, Xavier, you get all your information, and you meet there a little later. But the people who get there first.
DM.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
say I was gonna head to the jail and ask that gentleman some questions.
Gotcha. Okay, so you'll head to the jail, and we will get to that. So, Xavier, you will not be in this. Okay, so it will be happening at the same time, but I'll get to this first.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you will move to the Sapphire Estate, as you all are. Salchar, Lilith, Maya, and Malachi, you are all here. As you step up to the estate is has a gate on each of the sides, and the gate does have a sign in several different languages that says, "Keep out while until investigations are complete. Have some respect for the departed." But the gate seems to be slightly locked. But it's one of those locks where they haven't locked it too tightly, and you could probably pull the gate. But there's no guards on duty.
And Salcher kind of thinks to Ictal, this better not. I mean, what the fuck have you got me into now?
Maya will see if she can either get the lock off or open enough so that she and potentially Malachi can squeeze through an opening.
It might be hard for Malachi, but you could get through.
Okay.
Oh, I'm smaller than Maya, so I can squeeze through, right?
Yeah, you can squeeze through. Salchar, you and Malachi are going to have some trouble getting through.
Okay, I'm stuck!
Well, can you... I don't know, can you do anything about the lock? I'm not strong enough if she kind of gives it a yank to see if she could have opened it.
No, just
I'll
just spit on the armor. Just spit on the armor. It'll be all right.
She gives you kind of a confused, kind of grossed out look.
Salchar, give me a perception.
Sure. God, because I'm really great at those.
I'll pull
Lilith
on him,
and,
DM, see if I can get him through.
Lilith and Maya can give me a perception as well.
Okay. Yeah, we all know that everybody's good at those, right?
I
Yeah.
usually
Maya and Lilith, you hear the bars as the bars seem to be bending almost with Salchar trying to get through, but it doesn't seem Salchar's bending them.
I will not look to gift horse in the mouth, and I'll tug on him, see if I can't get him through.
Yeah, I'm helping her tug on Salchar to get him through.
Sure. As you get through, you guys run into this estate. This estate made of a wood that was similar to the Orga estate, which the wood is in this whole entire town is similar to this wood, where it has like a deeper coating to it than normal. You know from a little bit of thought, you guys, anyone who wants to come over me history, except Salchar, you wouldn't know this because of your
I
character.
can try.
Well, it's not like
We shall
I'm really
see.
great at history anyway, DM.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, you know what?
I'm
Fine.
not good at history either.
Maya, you know that this town suffered a great fire back in the day, one that wiped almost about, if I remember correctly, about 75% of the population out and the town. So they came up with a way to make flame retardant type of wood. But as well, the building is also made out of some brickery on the bottom foundation as well. As you come up to this estate that is maybe about 80 feet away from the gate with its road that goes up the hill slightly, you come across this building with a deck that goes about 3 feet up from the ground with staircase in front of it, railing to keep it, and the doors in front of you, there are two. On the left of the doors, there's a window a basic window. The right, there's a double window, wider window as it looks into the building. The building, however, does look empty, and as you do look at the doors, the house, it doesn't seem like there's been much effort to keep this place locked down, probably because they expected people to respect the dead. And Salchar, as you get closer to the door, you feel your pocket watch kind of vibrate a little sense. And as you open it, you start to notice just barely, faintly, it starts to tick backwards.
Yeah, Maya would step in, open the door, and go in.
He's going to kind of move around a little bit to see if the distance as he moves affects the watch at all.
As you move right, it goes slower. As you go left, it ticks a little faster. As you step close to the door, it ticks backwards just a little faster.
Okay.
As you open the door is unlocked.
He looks back at Lilith. Looks down at the watch and opens the door.
She
Right, as you guys
stays
open the door,
close. Yeah, she stays close
you-
to him to try to kind of see what's going on.
You walk into this place, and as you do, the doors open. You remember this estate when you were here for the first time, where you were Maya. You were here the first time with Ellie. As you look to the right, there is oh wait, that's right. I have to move the doors for you guys to be able to go in there. Doom. There you go. And as you do walk in, you notice the doors to the left, which were the room that you originally went into to speak with Ellie. And to the north is a hallway. There's a staircase to the left up here, and to the left over here is a door as well. Salchar, as you get there, you notice as you move right, it ticks slower. As you move left, it ticks faster, almost pulling you to this door over here.
You said this was the room in which I went for my first
No, the
meeting
room
with
to
her?
your right was when you first met with Ellie.
Okay.
The room to your right.
Yeah, I can kind of imagine he's using this watch kind of like a compass in a way.
In a sense.
To kind of
As you go to the
lead him,
door, you find the door is unlocked. And as you do open up the door, it leads into a piano room. A little bit, not really dusty. It's well kept. The piano room is definitely well kept. And the place is, regardless, nice. Just because, it's a manor. It's an estate from person. As you walk into this estate, so as you walk in, I need to know where your positions are as you walk into this room.
I'm curious about what this object is that he's moving around with, so I'm kind of following them.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Lilith
Alright.
is also like looking over his
about
shoulder.
right,
and shit.
about
You
right
can-
there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Stop right here. You stop right there.
Mhm.
Maya, where would you be next to Salchar or near Salchar? Where would you be in that room?
I'd probably, in all honesty, be fairly close
Okay.
with Malachi about
Salcha.
there, because she's...
As you pull out your watch, you almost instinctively stop as where you're stepping. All right. As you are pulled into the piano room, well, not really pulled, but as you walk into the piano room, you step in about 10 feet of the room. The room stands about 20 feet high with railings that allow the second floor to peer down into it. As you do notice, the second floor does have a balcony where you can just peer down into the piano room while it's being played. The room is, it's about 55 feet wide, 55 feet at its widest. And the glass windows to the south overlook the front yard of a rounded arch of a wall. To the south allows light from a candle. Give me an intelligence check, any of you.
Nope, not a chance.
All right, Salchar, you assume that you've seen this before in some of the places of the cathedrals. The candle is there to provide almost a silhouetted look to the piano player, where anyone who would be looking down at the piano player would see them silhouetted in a sense. It's more of a performance thing. As you do enter into this room, you instinctively open the Vashtil Iliextrum, and you seem to stop moving. And as your thumb rests, ready to click its activation, time starts to swoop past you. And those around you, you suddenly hear the piano being played. Almost perfectly, almost masterfully. And give me 1 second to do this. As you see time almost reverse, and you hear the piano being played almost masterfully, perfectly. And as it swoops past you, and you hear this piano, you see an elven female playing it. She's fairly tall, very thin, pale skin, long blonde hair that goes down to her back, long blue dress as she sits on this chair to play the piano. As she does, it's not only masterfully played and beautifully played, but you can feel the emotion behind it, as it almost brings a tear to your eye. A half-orc steps forward, almost through where you stand, and you hear him say, "Madame Valsol, your husband's intel has finally arrived." She looks a little to the side, while still playing, not even eyeing them, as if she's not even eyeing the piano, as if she's memorized the piece. to almost a perfect extent. Oh, please. The half-orc nods. My dearest, I will arrive back from Dr. Von Halen's laboratory, if you can call it that soon. If you can call it that soon. Him and I both believe Vicel and Niktor business a threat. What the doctor did to him and his brother was not only monstrous, but maddening. I believe whatever they are calling themselves now may try to act against you before searching for the doctor. We both know why as well. As well, my love, the next time you see his sons, we should take them for a checkup before they end up like Copycat. He kind of looks up to her and then goes back to the letter. I believe he prefers. Lastly, before I send this out, keep an eye on the girl Miss Orga has. The doctor believes his experiments on her could cause complications in the future. I will be home soon, Elle. I look forward to seeing you. He kind of clears his throat and goes silent. Ellie then smiles, turns her head back to the piano as she plays with her concentration. Thank you, Cobalt. And everything stalls. Everything turns to silent. Everything stops. Except for you all who are able to move. You see her just there, fingers ready to play the next key. The guard's standing there in the room.
It's almost
And
like
this is just Salchar seeing this?
No, you are seeing it as well. Everyone within 5 feet of him seems to be
Okay.
back in this memory too. And I forgot to add this guy too.
You two hear that?
Maya's gonna nod and she's just staring at Ellie.
And Lilith, with your passive perception, you hear, before everything ends, you hear a step on a stair. As you look out the door, you see this drow man standing on the door, scimitar on one side, another bladed weapon on his other. You can't really tell if it's a scimitar or not, but it looks like a dexterous weapon, kind of like you've seen two-handed two-weapon people using. He seems to be in almost half-plate armor. Well, not a half-plate armor, sorry. Give me 1 second to get his sheet.
And this is outside the room?
Outside the room on the staircase, almost coming down the stairs. But he seems to have a different stance, almost like walking with one side more to the other, kind of like coming down the stairs. It's not really like a normal walk. It's more of a like he leads with one side.
Okay.
As you do see him there. I have his page here. You see him wearing what looks like where is it? He's wearing dark clothing and he's wearing chainmail. He seems to have a hood up. And almost like he has around his neck almost what would look like a mouthpiece to cover. You've seen Maya and them wear their cowls like this. He is a drow. As he stands about 6'4". He looks kind of slender. His skin is charcoal and his hair is silver. His eyes are kind of amber. But he's looking at you. Not at you, but the door almost. But he's stopped in time. He kind of looks at the door almost inquisitively. And that's what you see from him.
Hey, Salchar.
And he kind of looks at Lilith.
Look. She kind of points outside the room, kind of stepping out of his way.
Salchar takes a look.
I'm assuming that Salchar sees him as well.
Yes, you see the same man. Do you as well look, Maya?
If I hear them saying that there's someone else out there, yeah, she'd
Lilith, give me a wisdom check, by the way. Maya, as you look out there, you see the drow that you once encountered, her husband, coming down the stairs. But he's not walking like you normally see him walking. Even if he's just coming down the stairs, usually the way someone walks when they come down the stairs, they walk similar to it. He seems to have one side faced more forward.
yeah.
What eludes you a little more is the fact that she just stated that he wasn't home yet.
Yeah,
Lilith,
they just got intel.
Yeah, Salchar's going to look down at the watch to see if it's still moving. You get that, DM?
What is it?
He's going to look down at the watch to see if it's still ticking backwards.
It is still ticking backwards, but stopped at the same time. So it's like it was ticking backwards as the memory was going, and then as everything stopped, it stopped.
Interesting.
That's odd. And Maya says this out loud. That's odd.
Lilith looks at her. What?
Well, I know Ellie. She looks back over her shoulder. Knew Ellie. And they just said that they got a letter from her husband, but that he's not here, but and she points to the person on the stairs. That's him, but he's
Lilith,
not walking right.
Lilith kind of speaks up as you say that's not him. No, I'm very certain that's Copycat.
And DM, I'm assuming it was this one that was reading the letter to Ellie?
The one standing where Saljar next to Salchar would have been.
Okay, is he still holding it? Can I see it?
The letter?
Yeah.
Yes, but as you look at the letter, it's almost blurry. It's kind of unable to be read. Almost as if the memory can be said, but can't be read.
And she looks back towards the stairs and says, that can't be him. If they've just got a message from him, why would he be coming down the stairs? And again, he's not moving like he was when I saw him last.
That's
Salchar, let me know when you get 10 feet away from the door you came in.
Lilith shakes her head. That is not her husband. That is Copycat.
Okay. Salchar,
Yeah.
as you do that, you kind of just instinctively grab your arcane thing. Your arcane. You get no sense from anything. Except for it's weird. Almost as if time hasn't caught up yet.
I don't trust
You get a
this.
slight sense.
And tell telepathy to Lilith, be ready. I don't trust this.
Lilith has her hands
As
on
you-
her swords. Ready.
As you get 10 feet away from the door,
Mhm.
the memory fades and it starts clicking, but it pulses again to the right. And as quickly as it pulses, everything back in that room seems to have vanished back to its memory.
Okay.
And it pulses to the right door.
Okay. So
And as it pulses to the right door, go on.
Yeah, just move. Follow the pulse.
Sure. As you get to the right door, you instinctively go for the doorknob, and it is open. It's not locked.
And look back to the other two
Okay.
and nod before stepping in.
Did not mean to do
Maya's,
that, but I can fix that.
Maya's right there with him because, yeah, she's kind of intrigued.
She's not slightly curious how Lilith knows that that's Copycat.
You did state at one time that you would be able to pick him out. Or you might
Okay.
be able to pick him out.
Yeah, but this
think
is a
that's
memory.
the
This
door I
isn't
need.
actually him.
Did that open it? I
Well,
don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I will move you in the room because
Okay.
I can't grab the door. So as you
Love
walk into this room, you almost stop in this room. As you do stop in this room, you get ready, and whenever you want to, you push the button.
Yeah.
As you push it, time starts to go faster. The pocket watch seems to start speeding backwards again and again and again. And as you do, you see them all in the memory again. You see Ellie sitting upon a chair in this room. It's a basic live-in type room, more of a lounge where you would sit. Fireplace to the south. The walls extend about 10 feet high, unlike the other room that had the second floor balcony. In the middle of the room is one couch, nice regal couch, and to the north is another regal couch. As you see also a coffee table with a rug underneath it and what seems to be a tea. As you do see her, there seems to be 2 guards standing there. Didn't need to do that. There we go. You see 2 guards standing there at the door, around the door, and you see Ellie kind of sipping tea. She kind of just looks to it. And I am on as you pulse, the wood floors creak underneath your feet as well with this. She basically, let me move my hair out of the way. She sips fresh tea on the left couch, and as you open the door and you step in and you pull it, one of the guards stands there conversing with her. Our agents state that there has been no word from Miss Orga or Copycat. He is not replying, and we can't seem to get a message to her. You do not think that they are planning anything, do you, Madame Vestal? And she places the tea back on the table. She sighs and pours more. The half-orc grows angrier and steps forward, but both of the orcs by the door draw their blades and point them towards him as they just unsheath them, and he kind of stops, but lets out a growl. She stands up. Do not think I am stupid to knock. They wouldn't dare it, and if they did, well, they would fail. She then stands, and as she is standing, she stares at him. I did not survive the elemental eternal, Invictus's reign, and fooling the council for nothing. I always have a plan. She walks towards him. She does walk towards this guard. She puts a hand on his face, kind of, does a little caressing of his face as she smiles. And as she does, shame. Looks like I will have to find those 2 girls of legend. And suddenly, you almost instinctively dodge out of it, even though it's just a memory and doesn't seem to affect you, but it still goes through you as a beam goes through his chest, through the wall, and out further into the living room. As you look back, you see it pierce through the wall, the door, and suddenly the half-orc looks, and he starts to ash from where he's been pierced as his body starts to disintegrate. Now, men, find Zilvra and you'll find Inafina. Do not fail me. She turns around and goes back to the tea. And as she does, everything stops.
Look to where the beam hit the wall and see if there's actually a hole there still.
There is actually a hole there still. You didn't notice it till now. It was very small.
Yeah.
But as the memory has stopped, he's falling to the ground and body slowly disintegrating. But it's stopped.
Why does this make sense to you?
I will say, coming in here, Maya did take the hood of her cloak off since it was pretty obvious that it was going to be just them. She is staring wide-eyed at Ellie.
Rax and Jackal, this is when you get to the estate. You found a way to get through the gate, as the gate seems to have been slightly bent. As you get here and you walk into the estate, you're kind of watching them kind of stand in another room. However, Jackal and Rax, they look ethereal.
Madakai would not, so he would respond to them coming in.
No, he's not. Yeah, Madakai would look at you. They don't seem to notice you at all. And they all seem to be ethereal. It's almost they're not there in a sense.
I'll kind of like seeing that. I'll kind of like reach my hand, like just kind of like wait like at them, see them get their attention. I'm like, hello, Maya?
It is, as you get closer to them, it is cold. Like your hair is standing up and you're feeling a chill. You can even feel your breath. You can see your breath.
The hell is going on here?
Maya steps forward and glances back at Salchar.
As you do that, Salchar, you hear a tick, 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 and they start to disappear.
And
Maya's just she's moving her mouth like she's trying to say something but doesn't know what to say.
Lilith, give me a perception
I have a feeling there's more to
before
learn.
they.
Okay. Let's see. Oops. Hmm.
As you notice it, you almost see instinctively one of the doors peek open. And you see Mr. Alatorn again looking into the room. And suddenly he's just looking, kind of watching, and slowly closes the door. As he's closing the door, you kind of see his eyes look, and you see a shimmer of silver on his face start to unravel as the memory stops. Time resumes.
What door was that? The one behind us?
No, the door over here. Sorry, this door right about here. As you go to the door, the pocket watch starts to resume again.
Okay.
And it all disappears back into the memory that once was.
All right.
When Lilith sees that, she starts walking over there to that door.
Do I suddenly see Jackal? Just poof.
You do. Yes, you all see them come back into unetherealness. And Lilith, as you do, you push the door open, and Salchar, your pocket watch starts to pull you that way.
The hell was that?
Maya looks freaked out.
I don't know if you saw that, Jackal, because you had to be within 5 feet of Salchar.
No, I did not see it. No.
No.
She says that with knowledge.
She just kind of looks at you and looks back to Salchar and steps closer, and
You all looked like ghosts when you. What the hell is even going on?
Maya just she just waves you to come closer.
As she
She's-
does.
I
She's
just
stunned.
give it. I just get. All right, yeah, no, let's just don't explain.
There's no explaining this.
Yeah, Salchar is just
She's at a loss.
Salchar is just intent on the watch. He's...
All right.
Yeah,
And
no,
as you do, you get.
How was your day too as well, Jack?
She waves Rax over quickly too.
Yeah, Rex would go over, looking very
As you do.
confused.
I moved
As you
to
do,
this
it
side of
begins
him
to
and
pulse again. As you enter into this kitchen, more like a dining area, as you walk in, you instinctively click the watch again. And as you do, things start to come alive once again. You see, in this kitchen, nothing too crazy. It looks like a basic room. It looks like it's been cleaned up. The table seems to be, but as the time clicks backwards, you see food be put on the table. You see things start to become as they once were, and you see Ellie sitting at the table, kind of having what you assume is maybe lunch, possibly lunch, as there's not really many windows in here, but it doesn't look like it would be dinner. As she is kind of just sitting there, she's also overlooking some papers. As you all look down on the papers, as you all kind of become ethereal, Malachi sees you all ethereal, kind of woofs as he sees all of you within 5 feet of Salchar going into etherealness. His breath being shown as well. She's overlooking some paper, and as you look at them, you can't read them again. They're blurry. She's kind of just eating as she takes bites. Next, we see the hunters, one of the freshman ones. She kind of looks over to one of the guards she seems to be talking to. We should stick a tracker on one of them. Actually, ready a suit of armor for that one Orga wanted. She snaps her fingers a few times. Roxala, I think. Whatever. Can't leave this to the order of the cast and her silly plans. She kind of just scoffs at that as she downs a little bit of tea as well. As well, check in with Mr. Remus to see if how his mission is going in Axelith. She starts to smirk. I knew that orphanage in Co would pay off. I mean, it only gave me an agent in every major city. How intelligent and beautiful you are, Ellie. Why, thank you, me. She kind of, gives herself a bit of an applause and a smirk and a bit of a laugh at that. As well, I should visit the doctor when Sev gets back to see his new creations. If you can even call them that. She looks to the guard and he kind of nods, but he looks a little nervous, a little fearful at these statements. She goes back to eating. As she does, well, everything starts to freeze once again. And as
Culture turns.
Yeah, go ahead.
To Rax. As soon as I hear that.
Does the name Rexala, you're known as the Hunters, does the name Rexala mean anything to you?
I just go up to Rax and I just say in Orcish, very quietly, if you don't want to talk about it, but I know what your name is. Rex.
Would Lilith remember when we were in the Orga estate and when we were all fighting Orga and Guile?
Yeah,
that
called her
Orga
Roxana.
called her that.
It was not that. It was something else. You called.
Yeah, it was something else. But
Yeah.
what Ellie just said was Roxala. What Orga said was Roxana. Roxana.
Would she put two and two together?
Yeah, if you want to see if she would, give me an intelligence.
Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna go over well. It never does.
No, you're a little preoccupied, especially with the fact that as this is happening, one of the guards seems to open the door. Well, one of the halflings seems to open the door, bringing in food, and as they do, give me a perception check.
Okay. Yuck.
Door closes too fast for you to notice anything. And with that, time seems to stop.
I'm just gonna put a hand on the Rax. It's like, you're right. That's
Poor Rex.
That's the no, I'm not all right. I'm gonna hit something. Manager's intuition.
As you get closer, they start to fade back.
Slowly get there, but I'm
And the
just gonna keep it
the
on.
watch starts ticking. This time, it pulls you towards the door here.
And using the watch like a compass, and he moves with it.
Sure.
Jackal's just slightly just. Is anyone gonna explain how the fuck this thing works? As he just like looks to like all of them.
Lilith shrugs.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Give me control.
As he just walks and follows.
Okay, so it doesn't give me control. I think you guys should be able to move through it, but if not, I'm going to move you through anyways.
All right.
So boom, boom, and then you can position yourself around him how you would like. Then Rax, here you go. And as that happens, you guys are presented, and okay, so that how you guys want to final this for where your positions are?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick here.
Okay. Everyone else, good?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. You click the watch. As you click the watch, everyone but Rax goes ethereal and Madakai. Your breath goes cold. You can see your breath almost as if you were in a, very, very snow-like area. And you see memories start to unfold. As you do, you see... Give me a second to hit these. You see two halflings in roguish-like leather clothing. But I will describe it as I have it before I set it up. But she's walking from the hallway, from the door, from the stairs, down this hallway, where she currently is right now. And as she does, Lily, give me a perception. As she does, she is walking, and she is coming down the stairs in the hallway. The two halflings that are of shady nature and in dark leathers hand her reports, and she nods to them. Your payment shall be sent to the orphanage. My children, now go. Go? She waves them all. Seb will be home soon, and I will need to tend to him. Business and all that. Shoo. She kind of pushes them. She walks forward as they kind of nod, but they're not exactly fully happy that, they're being treated like that. But they get paid, so. So as she does that, she begins to fan herself. Oh, he's so close. I'm flustered. I hope his travels haven't been too exhausting. I know he was seeing the dock, but I do hope that he didn't have to deal with any of those creations. Oh, I should also ensure to relieve his worries of the copycat and Orga manners. One of the half-orcs looks forward. Madame Vastal? It's been a while since some of the others have reported. She cuts him off with her hands on her hips as she looks to them. Sev is coming here. and nothing should pose a problem or cause a commotion. So I gave them the night off. The other two kind of stop. They look at each other, a little worried at that, and as they do, she's like, "But they seem to stutter a few words, but Matt." She stops them, hands up. "Silence! You work for me. Now follow, or you will become dust, as the council shall." They nod and they begin to follow hesitantly. As they do, did you give me your perception, Lilith?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you asked for one. My bad.
No, it's fine. I may have not have. It's my bad. You see a quick grimace as you see somebody go around this corner really quick. You see a bit of silver start to shade into a different shade of silver. A white starts to shade into silver as it goes around the corner.
Solchar.
Everything's
Lilith points down to that room. Right before it stopped, someone ducked into that room. Or something.
Alright. Let's go check it out. And he heads towards where she kind of indicated it ducked into.
Okay, as you guys head down there, you get to the end of the corner as you're heading down there. And as you get to the end pretty much easily. Everything's stopped. There's nothing actually moving in this house except for you all.
Right.
As you do see this memory, you see Severin Alatorn kind of shifting almost. His hair is going from white to a silver. His skin is going from his forehead is basically turning into that charcoal, and his clothing is staying as it is, but he has that weapon. However, every one of you give me a perception.
Sure.
Okie dokie.
It's been real great at those today.
Maya, Lilith,
Me,
you see it. Jackal, you do not. His blade, the one that is in a different sheath that looks almost not centaur-like, you see it for an instant, and being time has stopped, you can inspect it. As you get to inspect it, everything seems to go back into it. But for a quick second, you see it. There's a thin razor wire extending from the hilt of his blade. And everything dissipates back into a memory. You also caught on the wire almost a hint of crimson before everything could go back into memory. And Rax, they're no longer ethereal. You can now see your breath and everything. And you see
What the hell just happened? What? Where did you guys just... What? What is going on in this place?
I don't know, but what are we seeing? Like, we're seeing previous events.
They're memories.
Memories of the dead.
it starts to pull you against Salchar, but to the north.
Right. And
And
is he kind of short explaining that, that's what they're seeing. He's just kind of starts walking that way.
Ictor's letting you see this.
Yes.
Maya looks around and says, "Where's Xavier? He said that he was going to be here."
Oh no, he gave me a bleeding shopping list with his crow.
To the north and hallway. Sorry.
Oh.
This way to the north and hallway.
This way?
Yeah, my bad.
You said north,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's what I was going.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Everyone's just saying, whoops, wrong way.
You seem to be led to the door over here.
Okay.
And as you are led there, everyone can finalize where their movement is.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this door over here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
All right, so let me
top
move
of
you
me.
guys through. You guys get through here. Salchar, you can decide where everyone is once I move everyone in.
Okay.
And booda boob. The shelves are empty, however, and the table's empty. The stove is empty as you are here. But as everyone gets ready, you kind of click it. Where are you, Salchar?
Actually, he would have him and Lilith switch places the way we can get Rex can see what's going on too. So
Yeah, sure. If Rax would like to.
Yeah, Frax one.
Yeah, I'll meet you there, so you can see.
Sure.
Oh yeah. That way he gets everybody.
Lilith, yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Got
Perfect.
it.
You
I got
click
it.
the pocket watch, and everything starts to go back into a memory. And as you see guards standing where you guys are standing, almost through them, you see Ellie standing in the door. And she's kind of looking to an elven lady. She's talking to an elven lady who seems to be working at the table. The oven is on. There's food all on the table. Shelves are getting ready, and she seems to be cooking or making a lot of food as Ellie is drinking a silver liquid out of a bottle. She kind of looks and give me 1 second to find where I'm at. She kind of looks, and as she is there, she is in the kitchen. She says, Valerie, I request silver concoction. I need multiple bottles, and I would like a good meal ready for him. And I, as well, take the night off. However, in the morn, ready a carriage to travel through Koleth. It seems to be a little more earlier in the day as well when you notice this. It seems that it's not quite dinner, but it seems that they're getting prepared, roasting stuff and stuff like that. It just seems one person is working. And as she does, she takes a bottle of the silver concoction, about 2 or 3, 2 in one hand and one. She starts to drink it. And as she does, make sure to take the night off. I don't want any distractions, nothing to bother us. We must have, well, she starts to fan herself with the bottles still in her hand. We must have time. And she starts to walk past, and as she does, she drinks a little more of the bottle. And as she does, she keeps walking by. Suddenly, you notice that the guards start to follow her, but they stop as they look to the elf. And the elf, you all start to notice, have a slight shimmer, a slight change to him. Suddenly, as quickly as they can, as she's walking away from this all, you suddenly see time freeze as you see a certain man come flying at all of them with his blade unsheathed. And you see a wire slice through one of the guards, and the blade comes slicing to the other as he goes to grab for the mouth of the other orc, and he plunges the blade into his head through. And as the man is still standing there, Ellie is walking away as the whole situation is completely silent as time stops.
So
As you see,
is time stopped? The man is in like basically frozen state. Soldier is
Yes.
going to walk over and examine the weapon that he's holding.
you see what looks like a rapier-like blade. It seems weird, almost. There's a slight effect of it. You've seen this before. You've seen this before in the sense of this is a hex blade weaponry, and not only that, but it has a razor-sharp, thin wire that reaches about 10 feet. And as you saw him swing it, you saw that he overthrew his swing, took down the guy that was further by the door to the north, and the razor wire swung and sliced the guy's head off of the other room. So he did it on purpose and then moved as fast as he could with one step to stop the other one's movement and mouth as he slung it through his throat.
Are there any engravings or like runes on the weapon at all?
There
Like,
are runes, but you don't really recognize them. However, you can give me a religion check.
Yeah.
Can I as well?
Actually, you guys can give me a religion check. Jackal, you would actually notice it because you would know gods, you just wouldn't know their runes all the time.
Yeah. So religion.
Salchar, you know this. Jackal, you as well know this. These are two religious runes in a sense. They represent two gods, and they are sisters. For you, Salchar, they are the sisters Celadin and I believe Philip. Let me just make sure. Celadin and Philip. The god Celadin is the goddess of pain and torture, and Philip is the goddess of chaos. They are sisters.
Well, this is a nasty bugger.
I got a lot to Salchar, mate. You know these two gods as well.
Yeah.
And you
Never met him, but
Celadin and how do you pronounce the other one? Halib?
Philip.
Philip.
Philip. This is the man you
Philip.
see as his skin starts to shade back from the elven lady to the. It did show that, right?
Yeah, I showed that. Yeah.
Okay. That's who you see kind of shifting as his face shifts. Stops. And Salchar, you feel a slight tingle on your contract as everything starts to fade back into memory.
Make a mental note of that.
And with that is, you start to feel the watch one more time pull you in a final direction, almost strong, like a force, a true force. It's almost yanking you in a sense.
And he kind
You
of
feel
taps Lilith on the shoulder. Hold the watch for a minute.
you
Takes
almost
it.
feel like it's leading you to the final
Yeah.
and what you truly need.
Yeah,
Your
she'll
husband.
she'll hold it for him for a moment.
And he'll pull out his contract and check it.
Right. You pull it out and you see the beginning workings. You see the beginning workings of the names. Give me 1 second. It's one name, but it shows up on your contract. And I actually believe that I have it actually written on your thing already. I just need to add it. I just have to add it is all.
Okay.
I need to go to handouts because I put it in the GM layer.
Oh, okay.
So, Salchar, tools, packed orders, and I did not put it. It's fine. I will put it after them.
Okay.
You see the words Vicel Nicto of business.
Okay. Rolls up to
And
the.
you also see one other thing in there as well, but it's in the middle.
Okay.
I don't need the special wording. I don't need the special coloring for that. You see the Vicel, Nicto, and then you see in like quotation marks for a nickname, copycat of business. Except a business is not in
Yeah.
special.
He kind of
And as you do,
kind of smirks a little
Go.
bit, rolls it back up. This ought to be interesting. And takes the watch back.
Yep, she
Right.
hands it back to him, and
you are led down the hallway where you saw him in that hallway. So down this way.
And this way we're going? Yeah.
Yep. Down that way.
And just as he's kind of walking with his free hand, he just because something is itching at the back of his skull, he makes sure his sword's just free of the scabbard.
Of course. And as you all get to the door down here,
Okay.
you get to what looks like a master bedroom door about here.
Okay. The one in the south. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you get to it, the door is closed, but it is not unlocked. As you walk in, you feel that your pocket watch almost vibrating violently. As you pull it out, you're kind of forced a little bit to walk into the room. You can all get where you're at.
Now to give everybody room.
Of course. And you see the memories start to fold. Ellie on the bed, 3 bottles, waiting, empty. Silver, a little bit of concoction of coloring on the blanket. You see her laying in the bed, what looks like her face flush red. She's kind of looking, and she sees him. She sees Alatarn. Well, it's a little dark in here, but you see Copycat standing there, kind of unshifting. She kind of looks, my beautiful Sev, please come here and I will take care of you. You see Copycat walk in, feeling against the table as he does. You know, Vestal, she kind of opens her eyes a little more and realizes, Copycat, what are you doing here? And he kind of just walks over to the chest and kind of opens it up. You know, my brother and I wouldn't have been like this if you didn't send us to the doctor. He pulls out a flintlock rifle. Beautiful little piece of working. Amazing what your gods will believe if they see their master. Or a servant walking around the house. They never question it. She kind of stands up and she starts to reach her hand out. He points up and you see in the memory, the room seems to be affected by an anti-magic field. He kind of gets it all ready, checks the rifle. Beautiful piece. He always was a collector. Too bad his collection was going to take his wife's life. He kind of aims at her and she kind of stands back. You don't have to do this. What do you want? She kind of looks a little more sober at this rate, realizing her death may be at hand. And he kind of raises it as he aims it. I want my revenge for what you did to my brother and I. And with that, you hear a loud, thunderous sound as the gun goes off. And it pierces through her chest. And as she sees that, her eyes go wide. She reaches for the hand. And she looks at him as blood drips to the bed. And time stops.
Wow.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. Be gone, fucked.
Is the chest still there?
The chest is still there. However, it is closed.
Does it look like there's a lock on it?
It does seem like there was a lock.
Jackal, do you think you can check that out?
Firstly, I'd like to just kind of check, see if there's booby trapped at all. See if there's anything
All right,
like
sure.
any arcane sigils or any little mechanism on there. So I'm just going to do 12 investigation.
And it does not seem to be trapped as they start to fade back into memories.
As I kind of like, just with Rax. Well, the good old half-orc try then.
Yeah, we can do this. I have faith you can be good at this sometimes.
You know,
Ouch.
you know, my mom used to all the women in my life pissing me off, but you're the exception sometimes. And I feel like as you manage it, that kind of hurts my feelings.
You got this. And I tap him on the shoulder.
Give me a thieves' tool if you would like to.
Like to, but this maybe not with like Jackal's feelings hurt. Oh my god! The D4.
You want to roll your D4? You reach your tumblers in as you get ready for this, really realizing that should treat you a little better as your manager. You think to yourself, but at least you're getting paid. It's unlocked.
I would like to pretend it was a really hard lock to get through. Through there, so I just like to say, a little bit of the, baggage, just lift it out there, bearing up to there, and shit roll there, and
So, you open, anyone who would like to inside him can. As you open up the chest. And as the memory ends and you get this chest popped open, you hear shattering come from the piano room. Two shatters. And Xavier gets to this area just about now, after his little questioning, but I'll get to that, I promise, in the next session. And as you all you go to the...
Yeah,
you guys head to the room?
Yeah, I take it looking through the chest, it's empty.
Yep.
Yeah, Maya.
Xavier goes in there to assist you. He's already there first, I'd say, but he probably...
Yeah, Maya, being in the hallway, hearing the glass shatter, she would have bolted.
Unless he's...
Yeah.
Because I think he wasn't.
I'm still here. I just thought we were.
Oh, okay.
I thought.
Sorry.
I
No. This is where I'm getting it to.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that. As you guys get to the room, you see what looks like. As you get into the room, you see two wisping spirits that look ghostly. They look ghostly. Let me click the thing. They look ghostly, and they look like they have torn clothing. They look like they have torn clothing. They look worn and withered, and they have hoods that look tortured. Salchar, give me a intelligence check.
All right. Sure.
These are those who used to be warlocks who have fallen and became succumbed. Lilith, you know this. You know these as the spirits who torment the Watch. With that, we will leave the session there.
Oh man.
Ah,
I don't want my Goldilocks.
hey.
But thank you everyone for joining us. Sorry about the
Yep,
hiccups.
thanks.
But I hope
All right.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks for running it.
Thanks. I'll need to
tune
go
in
take him
next
back
week
to
see
Axelith.
the, yeah, of course. Tune in next week to see the epic conclusion of the Emerald Estate. What waits?
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Good weekend.